Hi, my name is. Does it like resonate? Huh? Huh? Yeah, let's. Okay. My name's Anatoly, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Game Insight. And I'm going to talk today about three things about the trends in the streaming technologies, in the ways that people stream the games, players consume that content, and how could we convert those viewers into players, and vice versa as well. So I will have like a small report on the state of the union across Twitch, Beam, Xbox, and few other platforms. And if we will have enough time, I will also talk about the game design for the future of interactive games for Twitch, and perhaps do a hands-on. So what Game Insight is, it's a games company. We've been developing games for 8 years now, and we've built some of the very first simulation tycoon games for social networks. We have transcended those simulation tycoon games to mobile, built hidden object games, and then we expanded into esports. So that foundation of almost dozen simulation tycoon games such as Airport City, The Tribes, which is our mascot, led to foundation of a new unit which builds games. Like as an esports gamer in the past, and this was like the early 2000s, this has always been my dream to come back to first-person shooters. Perhaps make a MOBA game like a tower defense game. And when we started building that, we realized that the year 2017 is a pivotal year for streaming on mobile. Everyone streams on PC. There are just so many things out there that you could do. And the top 5 trends for this year, I don't know how many of you have tried streaming or how many of you are watching the streams, like at this one. So if you have ever tried to watch Twitch, typically it takes 30 seconds from a moment when a person streams things to get it to the audience. So if you type something into the chat saying like, hey, great kill, or like awesome things, it's going to be a delay, sometimes 20 seconds, sometimes even a minute. So services like Microsoft's Mixer, it used to be called Beam, introduce sub-second latency, meaning that streamers could interact with the audience in real time. Like this unlocks just completely new possibilities for interaction between streamers, content creators, and the actual players and viewers out there. So the second thing you might have seen lately, like, is all this native tipping in the platforms. Like when you watch a stream, you could just tip money, and I will show how that works in both Twitch and Beam with the virtual currency and few of those. So now you could directly support your favorite broadcasters out there without having to go to third-party services, trying to sign a PayPal account, subscribe through some third-party shady services. So this just unlocks yet another reason for anyone here to become a broadcaster. Well, you need to have a personality for that, you need to have some special traits, but still it's just like one click and you could start receiving money from your fans. And this is like just the latest thing that just unlocks the broadcasting for much wider masses out there. So Twitch drops, I will cover that later. That's a thing when your game could give away virtual items back to players who watch the game on Twitch. And a few other services are working on that as well, which that's great. Like, let's say you're watching a game for many hours, and suddenly you get a message like, you've got a free item. So that incentivizes players to watch more, and that incentivizes streamers to stream more, as they also get some of the bonuses. Like you could structure it any way you want. And if you look at the Facebook integration into GeForce, into NVIDIA, into the consoles, you could start streaming with a single tab both from PlayStation and other platforms out there. That unlocks the new way to socially interact with your friends. And previously, if you just start streaming on Twitch or YouTube, you need to get those subscribers. You had to send out hundreds of links to your friends, and friends would be skeptical about that. But now, you tap a button and all of your friends could watch what you stream. They could comment on that. They could say good things, bad things. You know how that happens when people play games in a good or bad way. But like along with all those native integrations, I think that streaming is now as accessible as it gets. And I want to talk about two games that we have released last month. Guns of Boom, a first-person shooter that reached 5 million players in the first month for mobile. And the way those players have shared over 60,000 videos of gameplay, of commentary in just a single month from a mobile game. And a new tower defense RPG mobile-like experience called Survival Arena, which is a cross-platform game, and I will show that on PC as well. And to kind of like show some facts, I will show two quick trailers. So Guns of Boom was named as a #1 multiplayer game on Android. And this was a huge honor for us. We've worked for 2.5 years building that. And Game Inside has 9 studios and 600 people. So that studio alone was like over 50 people building this mobile first-person shooter. We've spent so much time building this for PC. And then we decided it's far too simplistic for PC, let's do mobile, and spent another year rebuilding it for mobile. So it's extremely fun to watch, it's super accessible, I'll talk about that later as well. And then Survival Arena, like we thought that we want to rebuild tower defense experience from scratch, make a game that's awesome to watch, awesome to play, and it should be like really, really hardcore. So I'm gonna roll 2 videos here, and those videos will kind of set a tone for a few things here. So this is a Guns of Boom video. This video is about creators. It's about influencers. It's about people who like to project the emotions of how they play those games. Really hope it's gonna work. Oh yeah, here it is.
Hi, my name is Bam Bam Bam!
Go on, shoot! Oh my god, I missed. Oh, I shot that guy. Oh, so many people there! I'm at the spawn! I got a headshot. All right, there's someone coming from this corner. Yeah! Another kill! I'm on a freaking 4 times killing spree now. Oh my god, no! Josh!
Yes.
Auto fire!
I'm gonna wreck somebody. Die. Holy crap, that he had that Tempest again.
Есть! Кто их? Гранаты! Кто здесь? Мать! Oh, I got your ass. You sitting up there camping, boy, no. It's a kill. That's a 2-piece, baby!
Oh, horse guy reacts on the top, and then you're on the bottom because you blow. I got 17 kills.
Cool. I got 2 kills.
So this is just one way how players and influencers could express emotions. And you will find 2 different types of players out there.
There's like crazy right now.
The really honest
I don't know
ones.
if it's gonna buy
Just
this
a
in
second, sorry.
No, they're getting through. Oh, there's too many of them. There's too many of them. But we won.
That's
Yes!
a Survival Arena PvP tower defense game.
I'm scared about the second wave of crabs. I think they're gonna kill some buildings. I have no. Oh my Jesus, what are those? What are those?
Okay, guys. I guess it's seagull time when it starts. We have a ground boss that hopefully is not going to make it.
Oh man, look at these enemies. This is where we nuke. We just nuke them early.
So these are just 2 examples of how creators could project the emotions that we have put into those games. And I think that I will talk a lot about those emotions out there. Like as a regular player who just presses a button to stream, a lot of times, like for the first 10 hours or even 100 hours, you're somewhat clueless about the game. You don't know whether to react to that, whether it's a good frag movie, if it's a good kill. But the professional creators, they could play the game for 5 hours or maybe 20 hours, and then project the real emotions that they feel and amplify them in such a big way that players, just viewers, will want to download that game. So with those 2 games, we have to balance the regular players and the influencers out there. So influencers are those that get some incentive, if I could say so, to do that. Sometimes they get virtual currency, sometimes it's maybe promotion from inside the game, and I will explain how we give back to the community, how we put game hubs, video game hubs right inside the game, so our viewers, our players will get tens of thousands of views on their YouTube videos from the fans. But before, we just have to talk about the technology. Like, I don't know how many of you stream. Like, could anyone who have tried to stream or streams raise their hands? Like, if you're trying Twitch or something. I could only see like very few hands here. And last week I was at Facebook CEO Summit, and the head of global partnerships for Facebook has asked the same question. Please raise the hands of people who have tried to do that. And by very few hands in the audience, I could say there is a huge friction in streaming. It's hard to start streaming. It's not like a single tap and you start streaming. Well, nowadays it's much easier, like with NVIDIA, native integrations and things like that, but still there is a huge friction. So if we talk about Twitch, like if you want to do Twitch now, like, yeah, on NVIDIA notebook, I could just go tap special button, say customize, connect Twitch, and then I could broadcast. But I wouldn't get any overlays, I wouldn't get any cool features. So for that, I just have to go and install OBS or so any software like that. And that's like, I really have to set it up. I have to create my own special assets out there. So the friction to streaming is still huge out there. But I think it's going away. Like with every year we get native streaming tools, many things like the decline from Twitch. I don't know if you've seen that, but this is something that Twitch launched recently, and basically that's the native client for Twitch. You could sit and chat with people, you could go into the voice chats. That's what happened when they acquired Curse. And again, I hope that I'm really insightful here, just trying to show as many streaming technologies so you could see that this space is growing and expanding. Like this year, Twitch launched Beats, so you could tip the streamer and the streamer gets part of the revenue share or whatever they get at this moment, or like clips. You know, Twitch is like a minutia. Like when people stream, this content is only fun when you could interact with that, if you could react to that, if you just watch in real time. But then the next hour, 100 more streamers keep streaming the game, and you don't want to relive those moments. So now people on Twitch could create short clips of the best moments, and now it kind of looks like small tiny bits of amazing pieces from the stream, like here are the best shots, best skills and things like that. So the platforms keep evolving, but the big thing is they are still not really available on mobile. So yesterday Twitch announced it's coming to mobile. YouTube Gaming just launched 2 days ago on iOS, so you could tap a button and start streaming the game. But the huge difference between Twitch and YouTube Gaming, you know, if you upload something to YouTube, it's going to be watched through subscriptions for weeks and weeks, and it will get millions of views, while Twitch, it's only as good when you actually watch the streamer in live and you comment on that. But YouTube also announced Super Chat back at Google I/O, which lets people tip directly back to the streamer. I will show how that works. It's still like no SDK, the integrations are kind of tedious out there. And with Facebook Live, yeah, I just opened the panel and I could stream through that, or I could use other tools out there. Like you could stream to Facebook Live from so many places, and then you get this instant gratification from your friends. They like your video, they comment on that, they do a variety of things. So like last week, Facebook challenged all the CEOs of game companies by saying, hey, why won't you try streaming to the audience? Like, why won't you try to project the game the way you think, it should be projected? So, like, and again, it's not that easy actually to set things up. Like, you have to set up software, you have to set up special tools. And I'm just trying to scroll to the video that I recorded just a few days ago. Yeah. So I've played Guns of Boom on my own here. and I open few chests and I explain to my audience what it is, and I get 500 views from my friends alone, and they kept commenting on things like what I'm doing, like if it's easy to play or do a variety of things. But like I think everyone should try streaming their own game to really just figure out whether the game is streamable. And also I'll talk about that, like what is the perception of a streamable game? Like, is it easy to stream? Is it easy to watch? Is it easy to get emotions back from the streamer out there? Like, could you feel like, hey, this is a great kill? Could you really feel what's happening out there on the screen? And Facebook now makes it so easy to do, and I can't wait for Facebook to launch one-click iOS streaming from games. We don't know when it's coming, but hopefully iOS 11, Replay Kit 2, so hopefully soon. And recently Facebook launched a couple of apps for watching those streams. So one of them is called Facebook Game Room. Will take a while for that to reload. I lost my internet connection. And the other one is Android TV app called Facebook Video, and also an app for Apple TV as well. So I could just go into Watch Games Live, and I could hopefully see some of the things that have been broadcasted on Facebook right now. Could switch between games, go to archives. So Facebook is also building its own streaming initiative, so you could discover those videos. And hopefully this will be also coming to like Facebook and desktop. We'll see eventually. But yeah, it's extremely easy to stream to friends, and I'm really excited about Facebook Live in particular. But what Mixer is, I don't know how many of you have tried to press a special button on your keyboard on Windows. It's called WinG. It's called the game bar, and hopefully it's gonna open. So if you play a game, you could press WinG, and then you just could say broadcast. And from that moment, all of your Xbox Live friends could see what you are doing. Like, you could even stream your Chromie or with just Windows 10 and talk about that. And then what Mixer did, they went to the next level. They told other people could click right on your screen, or they could type in a chat and affect what's happening on the screen. So they are bringing this amazing interactivity to those streams. So you could collaborate with people, you could stream at the same time, but yeah, so the internet is somewhat slow here, so it tries to probe for really quick internet connection. Let me try that again in the game. Maybe it doesn't want to stream Chromie. But then all of your friends, hold on.
Welcome to Survival Arena.
Yeah, I think the internet is somewhat slow, so I will just show a few screenshots of how that looks. So all of your friends on Xbox will get a notification that you just started streaming, and you could see your friends streaming. And there is an app for Xbox, there is an app for Windows. You could just get in there and see like who's streaming what videos, like your friends are doing that. Some of the you could see if they're on Facebook. You could share those videos on Facebook as well. So all the platforms are evolving at a rapid pace, and you just need to know those SDKs, those APIs to integrate to your game and place them at a really like crucial moment of your game. And yeah, like Mixer has a special part of the site dedicated to building those interactive experiences. How do you create a special controller that will let people control your game? How do you vote for things? How do you spend the currency inside the game right from the stream? So yeah, this is a screenshot of how that looks. And is there a laser in here? Maybe? Yeah, there should be a laser. Yeah. So if you look at that window, it says, here's your Xbox account, here's your channel, and you just press stream and the notification gets sent to everyone out there. And this is really cool that all those platforms are trying to expand the reach at the same time. But when you look at mobile platforms, if you look at iOS, yes, there is Replay Kit, but until just a few days ago, you were unable to stream to YouTube, you were unable to stream to Twitch. Well, soon you will be able to do that with Twitch, but they had their own services like Mob Crash, or you could even periscope the game if anyone still uses Twitter service called Periscope, if it still exists. So on Android, they just built a new special button that you could put into the game. So that's how it's done in Survival Arena. You press just YouTube, it opens up a special window called Record Your Gameplay. And in the new version of Google Play services, they will have live streaming right from within the game. And after that, iOS flow, well, it's somewhat clunkier, but with the new iOS 11 it will get better. So if you don't have any apps installed, it will throw it to the store, and it will propose you to download the services that are available for streaming in your country out there. Yeah, that's the new experience that launched just yesterday on iOS. So if you will press a button to stream, that's how it looks. But then again, like, is it fun to watch a mobile stream with a small, tiny face out there without any overlays, without any real-life commentary? And that's still a huge problem. Like, Twitch tried to launch that 3 years ago with a couple of companies, and they found that the content that you could create from your mobile phone, that you could stream like that, and you have to play at the same time, it's not that engaging, actually. Like, you could not be a really great entertainer when you try to stream from the phone, and you probably hold it with one hand while you need both hands to express yourselves and to be a really great entertainer. So even though the technology is there, people will still use software like, I think I've mentioned it here, like, yes, you need to still use Air Server or QuickTime or something like that to actually get the stream from mobile to the PC. Then you have a full PC, so you could mix and match multiple layers out there. But it's getting better, and the coolest thing is, I think the revolution of interactive streaming started when Twitch launched its Twitch Plays series. When people played Dark Souls, when people played Pokemon, I don't know if you've seen those two, but like, people would just type random things into the chat, like left, right, or tap here, tap there, and they would try to come, like, tens of thousands of people at the same time will try to go through the whole Pokemon game. And it kind of reminds me the old good days of the classic console. So this is like a classic Bomberman from Saturn. If you plug two special controller multipliers, 8 of you could play the same game. When people died, they were kind of off screen, and they could throw bombs at all the players on the screen. So technically, some people have been watching the game, the others have been playing the game. And I think we're getting back to that era when some people could affect the other players out there. And I've built a game like that for Xbox along with PopCap Games back in 2004, like drop-in, drop-out experiences. You could just hop into the session, play for 5 minutes, hop out, and you will find the other players, and then you could maybe add them on Xbox, you could voice chat with them, just hang out for maybe 40 minutes trying to survive as long as you can in a bullet shooter, shoot 'em up hell called Heavy Weapon. And nowadays you would find that those experiences are starting to come to life in browsers. So this is like Splix.io, which is a Snake game, a massively multiplayer online Snake game. Anyone could, like a streamer, could just say, join my channel at splix.io/Galadon. And all the viewers will just open up the browser, they will join this session, and they will be able to play real-time against the streamer. Like, everyone who's gonna be in the channel will be in the list. Like, you'll see all these players joining in, and this guy will have his own like massively multiplayer Snake session. But for that, you still have to open the browser, which is, it's a good solution. Like, and many more games like that are coming in that space out there. So we've built such an experience for our tower defense game. So if you open up Survival Arena, and if you press a button to stream, you'll get a special gameplay mode, which is called an interactive mode. So you have a setup phase, and you spend a minute trying to build things, and then people kind of vote. They could either help you, they could cast some spells, they could help you to, like, they could donate some troops, they could do certain things, and then the phase when everyone starts attacking the streamers begins. So it will take just a second. And that's an action phase. So that's when all the enemies start to come out. And now...
Dude, poison shot. No!
Got him. Upgrade. Upgrade. Clicking through the birds. Pie rules. You were in the way, dude. You're grounded. My lady's already dead. Here comes the balloon.
So you could see that each enemy on the screen and each seagull on the screen has a name of a player who was actually in a Twitch chat and who casted the vote to do that. So tens of thousands of people in those broadcasts, like that broadcast, I think it was like number 4. So League of Legends Battlegrounds, Friday the 14th, and then Survival Arena, and then Hearthstone and a few others. Like the big streamers really enjoy interacting with the audiences. If you unlock those gameplay modes that provide two-way experiences, those streamers will like that a lot, as it provides yet another way for them to make better ties with an audience out there. And yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that, as internet connection is kind of slow. So if we'll have a chance, we'll just launch the game, and I could just stream to those modes. Like here's Beam mode, here's Twitch mode. If I press on that, it will ask me to enter my channel name, and so I'll just enter my Twitch name here, and I could start playing like a tutorial mode. So here's my hero. I could start playing things, and if you will join my Twitch channel, and if you will start writing things in chat like enemies, wildcard, perk, ammo, you will start affecting my gameplay, because the game right now it's connected to my Twitch channel, and everything that you type in Twitch affects my gameplay here. And when I will press a button to actually enable the camera, when I will start seeing things that people write in chat, it becomes a fully interactive experience between a streamer, a player, and a streamer and the player. So, like, few key takeaways from here. Make a game that's extremely fun to watch. First-person shooter is inherently fun to watch by default, unless it's a really slow one. Let's say it's a huge mechanical robots that move at a slow pace. That's not fun to watch. And there are some games like that that are not fun to watch. They're fun to play, but you wouldn't like to watch that. So the second one is create anticipation. So we've built in those phases when people could cast the vote and then they play, cast the vote and they play. So people actually know the pace of the stream, and they could hop in, hop out every 5 or 10 minutes out of there to affect the gameplay. As for onboarding, like you have to make those streams really accessible, and you've just seen that it's a special gameplay mode right in the lobby. You don't need to sign into Twitch, you don't need to link any accounts. You need to make it like as easy as it gets. Was that a rage quit? Yes, that was a rage quit from my side. So, and for controls, if you could put viewers into the control, if they could really affect the gameplay, like throw those pesky birds onto the screen that really don't let player play, like he gets really, the streamer gets really angry about that, and he's like, oh man, just stop doing that. That kind of creates a point that of this interaction between viewers and broadcasters out there. Yay, and my controls stopped working, but okay, perhaps focus. But number one tip that we could give, how to create the community around the game, is give back to the community. If you have a game like ours that has millions of players coming in each week to the game, you need to create an experience that's going to be profitable for both a player, a viewer, a streamer, like all of us. So we created a special program for our streamers that will say, we let them be in our game hub, in our streaming hub right inside the game. So if you create a really compelling video, first of all, we will give a lot of in-game currency to you, depending on the quality of the video. And then you will be featured there. And once you're featured in the game hub, you will get tens of thousands of views, sometimes even hundreds of thousands if it's about the new update or something like that. And we mix and match both professional content creators and just people who just started streaming. Like, this is a 10-year-old kid from a small country, and it's his first stream. And we will put it on the first place, and he will get 10,000 views, 1,000 likes, and so many heartwarming comments out there that it's going to be possibly even defining experience for this young kid out there. And that's what I call give back to the community. We do that in both games. We mix and match those streams every day. Our community managers sift through hundreds and thousands of those videos, pick up the best ones or the most controversial ones, and we put them along with the professional created content, because you need to inspire the young creators to produce much better content out there. Okay. Yeah, and if we take a glimpse into the future, like I've built a Tetris game back in 2000, and I use this as a really good example. If you want to build an interactive experience, think of that as a Tetris game. You could, if somebody joins a stream, you could just give them their own play field within the game. They could play on their own. And a platform like Mixer, it lets you build your own controls, your own things like people could vote with a single tap and spend virtual currency to vote, let's say, for the next figure or for the next power-up or something like that. So games like that will appear in the next 3 to 6 months, and you will be able to play them from within your mobile phone and within the browser on PC without actually installing the game. All what you will need is just get into the stream, and people will comment how you play, and you will be able to interact. So Microsoft's Mixer actually lets multiple people to connect their web cameras and play together and mix and match that content, which creates much bigger engagements. I don't want to talk too much about that, but the possibilities here could be limitless. You could put hundreds of people within the same gameplay session playing against each other. You could create multiple fields with different gameplay experiences. You could create voting. It could be for free. It could be for virtual currency. And it's really easy to design things like that nowadays. So let me close the game and try to see if I could go to the Beam site. So here's a official guide from YouTube about Super Chat. So that's a special way to tip people who you watch. I think it's only available in the US now, but we'll be rolling out globally soon. But if you have a tool like that, you're much more incentivized to stream, and you want to be better at that. So what's next? Twitch drops. Yeah, okay. I think I'm offline here. Basically, I've already explained that you could send back gifts from a streaming platform back to the players who watch the stream. That also unlocks unlimited possibilities to interact between a developer, a streamer, and a viewer at the same time, and to provide three-way incentives in that case. And if I will be really lucky, I will get into the Beam panel. So yeah, the interactive tutorial, this is how their grid creator looks like. You could add an interactive joystick, let's say joystick on a screen, and then you could call that from your own game. And once people will watch your stream, underneath your game, let's say it's a Tetris game, you will have viewers will have a controller, and they could affect the way that you play the game. Or you could create special buttons, so you could create the vote buttons. So if you haven't tried Mixer, not sure if it's, yeah, let me try to open that. Yeah, so if you haven't tried Mixer, you should try that. It's only one tap away from you on both PC and Xbox. That's really easy to get started and stream with just a single tap. So all those experiences enrich gameplay and enrich interactions between players and developers and viewers in a big way. But there is still a big friction. How do we get to a point? And this was a huge discussion yesterday. How do we expand esports to the next billion people? How do we expand games to the next billion people out there as well? So those experiences will have to be supported by mobile. So we still have to wait for 3 to 6 months for YouTube Game and Twitch to support mobile experiences and provide those mobile SDKs. And then we need much more simple games. like, yes, we could create really artsy, amazing indie games out there, but unless it's something super easy, super accessible, maybe even a card game, like a cooperative solitaire that you could play with your mom, you will just stream that and she could also play at the same time on the screen with you. So that's gonna be a huge game changer, and then your whole family could join in and you could get that experience out of there. And maybe you could go live and stream broadly, or you could limit that, but we need to start creating those games, much more simple games, onboard the players through simple games, and then they will start playing both first-person shooters and much more hardcore games out there. Yeah, subscriptions, like people want to subscribe to their biggest broadcasters from mobile phone. This is still not possible because of the limitations of iOS and Google Play. So that's also a huge problem out there. You still have to be on PC for that. And the last point I could make, yeah, well, I already made that. Give back to your community. If you have a game that has a huge audience, when people launch the game, tell them about the new content that your fans have created. Create those interactive hubs, game hubs, content hubs, so your fans will know they could be a part of the game. They could be a part of this huge community. I'd like to say thanks and guess get the word back to Ivan to close the day, right? So if you have any questions, ping me on Twitter or just find me here. And I hope that I've enlightened you about the evolution of streaming platforms and where the future of interactive gaming lies. And go on and play Guns of Women Survival Arena as well. Thanks.